Hello, hi. Today is Monday, December 26th, 2011, and I'm back. Um, Excuse me for this situation. I literally just woke up. I got home this morning at like 7:15, went right to bed, and I just woke up because it is. I'm not feeling well. Haven't been feeling well since last night, but I was at work, so I had to just suck it up and deal with it. And I'm still not feeling well, but I don't know. It's not to the point where I can't do my job. It's just that I'm having a little bit of tummy issues. I don't know. I don't know what's causing it. I think you know me and my hubby, we went to in the family, we went to Denny's yesterday, which is Christmas, and then we went to IHOP on Christmas Eve, and I did end up eating stuff that you're not supposed to eat, but technically you are, because they give you a certain amount of foods you can eat on the program. I'm trying to think, because I did at IHOP. I had egg, the egg substitute, which you can have, and I had turkey bacon, which you can have, but I had a half of a pancake. That's probably the only thing that you can't have. You can, but I had half because according to my weight loss, they said I should add a carbohydrate to my dinner, and that was dinner. Yeah. So I had like a protein and a carbohydrate. So, but then I had some sugar-free syrup, which you are allowed to have. So technically, I had everything you're allowed to have, but that sugar-free syrup. Do you know the number one thing they put in sugar-free syrup? And I didn't really pay attention because the sugar-free syrup, I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. Why would people use regular syrup when this tastes just as good? When I read the ingredients after I had scarfed down, a decent amount, is the number one ingredient is sorbitol. I was like, oh my gosh, I hope I don't have a reaction to this because I never usually eat sugar-free syrup. I love my maple syrup. Full maple flavor and sugar. And yes, I sure did. Sure did have a reaction to it. Sorbitol is a natural laxative. And I know this because I had patients in the past that have been on Soberol, and that's what they use it for. And I'm like, they're putting this stuff in for sugar-free syrup. It's like a natural sugar, but it also works as a laxative. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And yes, it did have effect on me. So I guess maple syrup will be something I'll be staying away from, because on the program you're not allowed to have the full sugar one. You're only allowed to have the sugar free, and I will not be eating sugar free syrup anymore. It was hell last night. I was just a little tiny bit gives me such a big reaction. I was like, mm-mm. But yeah, I did. It was challenging, going out with your family, and I'm so glad. I mean, I'm not glad, but I am glad that my family is not the big cooking type on Christmas or holidays. I'm actually the one who cooked. I cooked yesterday for my family, which that really sucked that I couldn't sit and enjoy to eat it with them. But they enjoyed it, and I still cook and I still put down in the kitchen. I don't make anything different because they're not on the program. I am. And my husband looked at me and he was like, why are you doing this to yourself? Why are you torturing yourself and doing this program around the holiday season? And I'm like, babe, if I don't do it, I'm gonna be 300 pounds by the end of everything, and I'm gonna be miserable and depressed, and I don't want to deal with it. So I'm sucking it up, getting it over with, getting it done now. And like last week was a really good week. That's the only two times when I did go out I end up sticking to the program as well. I didn't venture off and eat stuff that I'm not allowed to. And I didn't finish my plate, which was weird. I grew up in a household where you have to finish what's on the plate. You have to. And it's a mentality that sticks with you. You don't think about it, but it does. I didn't finish what was on my plate. I was like, I left stuff on my plate that was so weird. And I was full. And I'm like, this is something that is going to take, I'm going to learn because I'm sitting there and my husband had a big, both times we went out, he had a big ginormous cheeseburger, double cheeseburger with cheese and mayo and mustard and fries, and my daughter had that too, and then on Christmas we went out with him and his best friend, and they both had cheeseburgers, and then my husband had to have a thick, nice, juicy vanilla milkshake, and I'm like, and he's asking me, do you want some? I'm like, I gave him the meanest. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry, but I'm like, you know what? I already told him. He asked me, he was like, okay, do you want to go out to eat? And I'm like, I'm not going to take away that from you guys, because that's something we did, on a regular basis. I'm not going to take it away from them just because I'm going through the program. I have to learn my self-control, because he's like, no, we could stay home and, you can cook. But I know that he really wanted to go, especially that, his friend was here and he wanted to go out, and he wanted me there, and I could have said, no, I'll stay home, and he wanted me there. But I don't want to take away that from them, because I'm doing a diet and they should be unhappy. Like, I still cook, same foods, and I still like go to the store and I buy the same foods. I just try not to keep a lot of junk in my house, only because, if it's in the house, then it's tempting. And if he does have his little candy stash, I tell him to put it somewhere where I don't know, and it's been working. And I haven't gotten snapped at him yet for eating stuff in front of me, because he tries not to. That's the first time he had something for me. It's only been a week, and when we went out was the first time he had like junk food in front of me, and it wasn't that bad. It really wasn't, because I can sit there and watch them eat, and it was bad because I wasn't unhappy, and I'm not starving. If I was starving, then yes, it would have been bad. But also this week, I did lose weight. I lost a significant amount of weight, and some people might not think it's significant, but for me, for the first week, and I know it's water weight, but I've never lost this much weight in 1 week when I've dieted before. Never. The most I've ever lost in 1 week was probably like 6 or 7 pounds. I lost, I'll show you the number. This is my weight this week. I stepped on the scale yesterday. Is it gonna do it? Is it gonna do it? No, it's not doing it. Oh, there it is. That's my weight. That's a total of 8.8 pounds lost on the first week. That's freaking amazing. I mean, I've done programs before, like I said, when I was back then, when I would restrict 1,200 calories, and I would work out for 5 days, and I only dropped 7 pounds, which I thought was great. I was like, oh my gosh, 7 pounds. But then, you can't keep that up, because you just revert back to your old ways, because it's not hard, it's easy to maintain. But also too is that I'm a lot bigger, so I guess that has something to do with it too. But when I first stepped on the scale, it said 282, and I was like, shit. And my scale has the option where it saves your weight, so I stepped on, it said 282, and it says 9 pounds, and I was like, shit. And what I like to do is I like to step on my scale twice, just to get different two numbers, see if it's different numbers. And then the second time I stepped on scale, it was 282.2. So I was like, okay, I always stick with a higher number. That's just something I've always done. Even though it's just 0.2, it's still a 0.2. So that's a total of 8.8 pounds lost in the first week. And I am not hungry. I am not tired. I am not crabby. You're eating. It's like I have to actually literally force myself to eat all the food that you're supposed to eat, because you're supposed to eat, and you're supposed to eat a lot. It doesn't equal to a lot of calories, but it's a lot of food. The food they give you, I mean, they give you a breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack, but then you have to incorporate your own snack and your own fresh fruits, vegetables, and a carbohydrate from my program. and stuff like that, and fats and stuff like that. It's hard to even eat that much food. Even when I'm at work and I'm doing a 12-hour shift, I know how to space it out. So I'm not starving at like 2 o'clock in the morning, when that's when I make my nice little Miami subs run. Because well, 2 o'clock in the morning I'm starving. I'm like, ugh. No, I'm not starving. And if I am hungry, by that time I'll have my snack. And yes, it's okay to have my snack 2 o'clock in the morning, because that's still my daytime. Like I work night shift. So, and it wasn't hard to transition back when I come back on, when I'm off Wednesday mornings and I'm off, it's not hard. So far, I highly recommend this program. I have had no problems with it. I've actually lost weight on it, and I'm going to continue to stick with it. The food isn't that bad. I've only found 2 things that I didn't like this week. Only 2. That's amazing. Like I said, I'm not a picky eater. Like, I don't know if my husband, if he did a program like this, if he would say only 2 things, because he's a picky eater, but I'm not. Certain things, it got like that Chef Boyardee thing going on. I'm not really a big fan of Chef Boyardee, so I know what to stay away from. I already tweaked my order for next month shipment, so I know what not to get and what to get. Some of the stuff are amazing. Like, wow. Like, I can't believe this is like prepackaged food good. But like I said, I'm not a picky eater. So if you know you're a picky eater, don't do it. I mean, I know how to cook. I cook good. I use a lot of seasoning in my food. I'm from the islands, all that is incorporated in the way I cook. So it wasn't like a big adjustment, but it's like, yeah, actually it is a big adjustment when it comes to the seasoning part, but I'm not a picky eater. So yeah, so that's for the end of week 1. Week 2 started officially yesterday. I'm just doing the video today because yesterday was Christmas and I had to work and it was a lot of running around, so I decided to do the video today. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing it next Sunday or next Monday, because next Sunday again is New Year's Eve and I have to work again. So I don't know. It depends on how everything goes. But I will be doing a video next week to see more progress. And what I'm going to continue to do is me and my daughter are going to continue to walk. And, we're going to continue to do like the little wee stuff. And I have some exercise DVDs here that I might want to get into. I'm not sure, because I don't want to start pushing it from the beginning. The walking is really good. It's not like the first time I walk the park and the second time I walk my apartment complex. It's like I walk all around, and it was about like a mile and a half each time, 20, 30 minutes each time. So it wasn't that bad. But the stats for this week is 8.8 pounds lost, and I'm a happy girl, not hungry, not starving. Very, very happy with the program so far. I will continue with the program. Just try to stick with it as much as possible. No cheating. When you see numbers like that on the scale, it just gives you motivation not to cheat. So, and it's not really that hard not to cheat because it's working. Yay! Anyways, I'm going to go now because my time is running out. And I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.